between Simon Sweet from New Zealand and Neil Bodycote, the late replacement for Zane Fraser from Australia. It's karate against karate, Goju-Ryu against freestyle karate. It should be a ripper. And listen to the crowd go crackers as Newcastle's Neil Bodycote makes his way to the octagon. He's a last-minute replacement, Neil, but he's accepted the challenge without hesitation. Let's look at some stats and facts.
Well, Neil, although his background is in Goju-Ryu karate, he has a very vast experience in Brazilian-style jiu-jitsu, and he will be a formidable late opponent.
We see Neil Bodycote getting prepared in the ring at the moment. And here comes the first of our Kiwi challengers. I can hear the music in the background. It can only mean one thing, the emergence of Simon Sweet. Simon Sweet being led to the ring by a haka of Maori dancers. And let's go to some stats about Simon.
His discipline is Zendo Kai freestyle karate, and he has extensive experience in Muay Thai and kickboxing over there in New Zealand.
I've fought in Australia, mostly in Australia, Auckland, throughout New Zealand. We've always been rated second best. I think it's about time us Kiwis, put ourselves up top where we should be.
Simon Sweet stepping into the octagon, preparing for the first cage combat championship of his life against Neil Bodycote from Newcastle, the last-minute replacement for the injured Zane Fraser. And we're taking a look at ref cam on the camera mounted on the hat of the referee Cameron Quinn. A very unique concept indeed, and the first of our ring girls stepping into the octagon.
That ref cam, Michael, is certainly a revolutionary thing brought in by the promoter of this event, Randy Babel. It is certainly unique, and you'll be seeing some great images from that tonight.
Well, it's mounted on the head there of our referee Cameron Quinn. We could call it Cam. We're about to get underway. The time for talk is over, ladies and gentlemen. Cameron Quinn gets us underway in the first ever Australian Cage Combat Championship. We are ready to rumble. Here they go. Simon Sweet on the left, Neil Bodycote on the right. They tie up straight away and Biffo into the action. Uppercuts with the right hand by Bodycote. Ties up the leg of Simon Sweet. Looking to take him down. Down they go to the canvas with a thud. Oh, he's inside the guard of Bodycote. He hit him beautifully with that one. Simon Sweet on top of Bodycote, laying into it with the right hand. Goes for a shin kick. Didn't come off. Bodycote struggling to survive. Simon Sweet turns him around, traps the leg. Bodycote's got the leg and Simon Sweet's out of trouble.
Simon Sweet, he is going to use his knees, he's going to use his hands. He is a kickboxer, Thai boxer, and you can bet they're going to see some vicious blows coming from this man.
There was the big left round kick by Simon Sweet to the ribs of Neil Bodycote. He checks Bodycote's low kick and moves straight back in, tying Bodycote up around the neck.
And here comes Simon Sweet with those head punches. What a flurry of punches there. Simon Sweet will be going head hunting, as I said earlier, and that's something to watch out for. Here we have the aggressor meter now, another revelation. Michael, just explain to the viewers what the aggressor meter does.
Neil Bodycote in the blue corner being slightly more aggressive than the red corner of Simon Sweet, and the wraps being attended to by the trainer of Neil Bodycote, Mark.
You can bet that Neil Bodycote's going to have to keep his hands up, because certainly Simon Sweet's going to be going head hunting in true Maori fashion when they recommence after this small break here, just to tidy up those wraps on Bodycote's hands.
Simon Sweet given the opportunity to take a breather at the moment, receiving some instructions from his corner, as is Neil Bodycote, and referee Cameron Quinn is there to say, get it on, boys, we want to rumble once again.
Simon Sweet is a good quick starter, and he'll be coming out like a bull at a gate.
Low shoot there by Neil Bodycote, taking Simon Sweet down. A big elbow to the spine by Simon Sweet. What a ripper it was. Neil trying to get back to his feet now. Simon Sweet takes him straight back down against the edge of the cage. The crowd are really getting into this one.
Bodycote's going to try and keep Sweet tied up, because he doesn't want to stand there and trade blows with a man of such strength and such experience.
Well, Simon Sweet inside the... Oh, big right hand! Almost knocked him into next week with that one. Another shin kick, another one by Simon Sweet. Neil Bodycote taking more knocks to the front door. Look at Simon Sweet go. Unbelievable action here at cage side. Well, the crowd, 5,000 of them out of their seats. What we are seeing is Cage Combat Championship at its very best. Simon Sweet, Neil Bodycote. Oh, big right hand.
Look at that. That's just pure courage from Bodycote. Pure courage.
They're pulling out all the... the left hook. He's almost down on his feet. Neil Bodycote, half delirious, and the aggressive meter in favour of Simon Sweet at the moment.
Defend yourself.
This is unbelievable. Mark the hammer. Oh, big right hand.
From
They're pulling out all the stops. My word, how is Neil Bodycote still standing? I don't know. Simon Sweet being forced to cover up. Bodycote with the knee to the ribs. Now drives in a couple of blows to the midsection. Those hands of Simon Sweet like battering rams at the moment. He's got Bodycote tied up and takes him down for front headlock.
Bodycote there released a couple of punches onto Sweet. Sweet just looked at him and smiled at him. They didn't have a lot behind him. He's going to have to get a little bit more power if he's going to affect...
Another big right elbow was to the spine by Simon Sweet. Still applying that front guarding headlock it is, or he's actually got his hands braced under the chest of Neil Bodycote, and that's a wear-down tactic by Simon Sweet.
It is certainly a wear-down. He's going to try and cut off his air supply and just tire him out. Bodycote on top now.
Bodycote on top of Simon Sweet. Gives me the chance to jump up and start screaming again. Simon Sweet comes back. He's forced to cover up. Taking a lot of punishment is Simon Sweet.
Not enough behind those punches though, Michael. Bodycote's going to really let him go.
Just not enough muster behind them. Simon Sweet covering up for dear life. Bodycote on top of him, doing a lot of damage, but not enough sting behind those punches.
How is he throwing these punches after all that beating he took earlier? The man is just tenacity personified.
Neil Bodycote is a man on a demolition mission at the moment, and that mission is to put an end to Simon Sweet, but it's not working because Sweet is well covered up. Tries to open up the New Zealander, goes for the armbar, doesn't quite come off, and Simon Sweet for the moment is out of trouble, Mark.
Simon Sweet. Oh, there's a shit to the face and to the ribs.
Take one of those, flush on the kisser, it'll be good night, Irene. A nice uppercut it was by Simon Sweet. Bodycote, half delirious, he's taken a lot of punishment.
Oh, there's a right from Bodycote of his
nice
own.
Right hand. The aggressor meter in the favour of Simon Sweet from the red corner. Neil Bodycote's aggression is falling.
Oh, right from Sweet. He's letting them go. Bodycote, how is he standing up, Michael? I don't understand.
They're pulling out all the stops. It's all war here in the cage, in the octagon. These guys are fighting on intestinal fortitude. They're fighting on sheer courage and determination.
Forget Rocky. This man, Neil Bodycote, he's the real life. He's the real thing, Michael.
Oh, there's the foot stomp. The foot stomp as seen on ref cam. That's the way our referee Cameron Quinn saw the foot stomp of Neil Bodycote. A nice knee to the midsection by Simon Sweet. He wants to turn this into a Thai boxing bout. He doesn't want it to end up on the ground.
Bodycote's got to go to ground. He can't stand there and trade blows with a man like Simon Sweet. He's got to get in, tie him up and take him down and try and finish him off that way.
Bodycote looking worse for wear. Oh, big right hand almost knocked him over. And that's the end of the first round. What a ripper, Mark the Hammer Castanini, pulling out all the stops.
What can I say? History in the making here tonight, Michael. This is raw. This is no rules fighting, as you've never seen before in Australia or indeed the South Pacific region.
And look at the crowd, 5,000 of them cage-side have gone absolutely bananas. Let's go to the replay. Simon Sweet laying into Bodycote there with a big right hand, and Bodycote survival tactics covering up.
Bodycote will be wondering about taking this fight on 4 hours notice, that's for sure, but I take my hat off to the man. Oh, there's that left from Sweet.
He almost knocked him
Have a look
into
at that.
tomorrow.
And there he has a bit of a look at the camera.
He says, what the hell was that? What the hell is going on
and
here?
Again.
My
that
word.
hurts me every time I look at it. And again. Oh, I tell you what, Michael, Neil Bodycote, he's taking those punches without gloves. I don't know how the man is still standing.
And there's the big foot stomp. We just saw it there from Neil Bodycote. That one would have hurt Simon Sweet. There'll be no walking tomorrow for him. We prepare for round 2 of action. What a ripper of a first fight we have seen. The capacity crowd of 5,000 loving every minute of it. And we take a look at the aggresso meter showing Simon Sweet in that first round. 3/4 of the way there, very far the aggressor in the first round of action. In this, the Cage Combat Championship coming to you from Sydney, the Olympic city of Sydney. We're ready to rumble in the second round.
I reckon Simon Sweet would have sent that aggressor meter right off the end there with some of those flurries. Neil Bodycote did well to stay up.
Let's go in the second round of action. Neil trying to take the big man down. The big man, Simon Sweet. Mark, tonight, he's the biggest man in the tournament at 100 kilos.
Oh, that's not unless you've got a body double here, Michael.
Very funny, Mark the Hammer. A front headlock there by Neil Bodycote. Cutting off the air supply of Simon Sweet. Take one of those for too long, it'll be lights out for you. And Bodycote trying to gain a lot of leverage. Simon Sweet with the knee to the thigh.
Bodycote's going to want to take Simon Sweet down here. There you go, because that's where he's comfortable with, and that's where he can win it.
And Neil Bodycote exerting a lot of pressure, his full body weight on top of Simon Sweet. How long can Simon Sweet take this punishment? How long can he survive in the octagon with the full body weight of this man, Neil Bodycote, leaning down on top of him, slowly but surely choking him out? And there's a tap out! The tap out! It's good night, Irene! Simon Sweet has submitted to the the choke of Neil Bodycote. It's good night for the New Zealander. Neil Bodycote has defied the odds. The last-minute replacement has cut through to win the first ever fight of the Australian Cage Combat Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner from Newcastle, Neil Bodycote.
And a standing ovation from the capacity crowd for Neil Bodycote. Came here on only 4 hours' notice, defied the odds, defied tremendous punishment in the first round, came out and won it by submission, Mark.
Something straight out of a Rocky movie, Michael. That was something that you'd have to go a long way to see.
Please, for Simon Sweet.
And let's take nothing away from this man, Simon Sweet, the Kiwi crusher. He came here to do a demolition job on Neil Bodycote, and for the first round at least, we thought he'd done one.
He started like a tank. I wouldn't want to be on the end of any of those punches. Bodycote here going to work, but not having a lot of effect. Simon Sweet's used to taking shots like that, and much worse in the kickboxing ring.
Simon Sweet lining up that big left round kick to the ribs. That one really stung Neil Bodycote, would take the starch right out of him. We see those blows to the midsection again by Neil Bodycote, but as you said, Mark, Simon Sweet, his midsection is well conditioned to those sorts of punches. Being a Thai boxing champion, he just pushed Bodycote back and wound up the big left leg kick.
Simon Sweet, of course, is the New Zealand ISKA heavyweight champion and super heavyweight champion of New Zealand. And he's used to taking shots like that and much worse from some of those big boys over in New Zealand. Here we see him going to work on Bodycote. Bodycote trying to close the gap and not let those punches rain in on him. There's the big right. You wouldn't want to be on the end of that one. I'm amazed that he was still seeing the lights and still being able to defend himself after he took a blow like that to the jaw. Here we see the shin kicks raining in. That one caught him straight across the face, the jaw. I don't know, this man must have a face made out of steel, because not many people would be able to take this sort of punishment and be able to defend themselves or know where they are, moreover, after you've taken some hits like that.
All the time through this, Mark the Hammer, Neil Bodycote trying to tie up a limb, tie up the chest of Simon Sweet, still maintaining his sense of awareness. And Simon Sweet unleashing a lot of punishment onto Bodycote. My word, just look at that. Right against the cage, and Bodycote fighting to survive. There's the big shin kick. Almost took his head off. Look at that. Took a flash on the kisser.
The second one really landed. The first one just off target, but the second one really got in there. And here you see Sweet, he's trying to get in on him with those punches. Bodycote is tucking his head right in under there to protect himself, as is instinctual to do.
Mark the Hammer, in the end, it was always going to be a problem, though, for Simon Sweet if his fight did end up on the ground. He's more comfortable standing up or being in a standing position, as you see at the moment, and working down, raining down those punches on his opponent. Here he is, standing up, toe-to-toe, and there's the big left hook. That one there almost knocked him into tomorrow.
Have a look at it.
Followed by the big right hand, actually connected perhaps with the right elbow there. But that's where Simon Sweet is most comfortable. He never wanted to go to the ground, but eventually that's when Neil Bodycote ended up getting him.
Bodycote is always going to, oh, that punch hurts me. I'm in pain just looking at that. I'm telling you now. There you go, and the big right after that left hook. But they were flush, they were on target, and a lesser man would have been taken down. Those elbows to the back have to have hurt him. But the tenacity of this man is absolutely unbelievable.
For a man with as little grappling skill in competition as Simon Sweet, he actually didn't look too bad on the floor.
He tried his best, definitely. I think a little bit more preparation. Here we see Bodycote. Now, not enough sting behind those punches. I think if he really would have got his weight behind him, he could have finished the fight here. But as I said, Simon Sweet is a conditioned athlete, and he would have taken those. They look painful, but and they are. But to an athlete of his ability, they're used to taking knocks like this, and Bodycote would have really had to have drilled them in to have stopped the fight here. As you see, Sweet kicked out of this predicament, and the fight continued on, but Bodycote just not enough mustard behind it. But you can't blame the man. I'd challenge anyone to take hits like that and then be throwing correct technique, because there's not too many people out there. In my years of watching fights and in fighting, I haven't seen too many people take knocks like that. So he's bound to be worn down from that.
And Bodycote here going for the armbar. He
tries the armbar. Simon Sweet actually flips out of it. Oh, and there's another shin kick to the face and then to the body, and Bodycote straight up to his feet.
Bodycote took some tremendous punishment. We go to ref cam.
Oh, those shin kicks also. He timed them well, And as I said, a lesser man, I don't know. Bodycote, he's amazed me tonight.
Fantastic intestinal fortitude by Neil Bodycote to sustain such an enormous amount of punishment from a big man like Simon Sweet.
You see Bodycote here with the forward choke, and he's going to take him to the ground where he's comfortable. This is a comfort zone for Bodycote, and he's got the head arm choke here from the headlock control position, and this is what did it. He just cut off that head. He can't breathe. Have a look at Simon Sweet's face, and you can see he's really gasping for air. He's having a lot of trouble breathing, and Bodycote he's happy to stay there. He could stay there all night, and there's the tap out, and that's all he wanted. He wanted out of there.
And let's have a look at the draw. Neil Bodycote advancing into the semi-finals. Who will meet